everyone, this is Amrita and I'm starting chapter 16, Digestion and Absorption. This is the first chapter of Human Physiology in class 11 NCERT. So the first topic here is about food, and here in my handwritten notes I have everything from the NCERT, not even a single line is missed. So let's start. So basically food is the basic requirement of life. It has mainly carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals, and vitamins and minerals are in small quantities compared to carbohydrates, proteins, fats. And food provides energy, plus it provides the organic materials for growth and repair of tissues. Now with food we also need water for no dehydration of body, like to avoid the dehydration in body we need water, plus it helps for metabolic processes. Like for metabolic processes we can have three types, mainly anabolic and catabolic. Otherwise the third one we can tell amphibolic. We'll learn later in other chapters. Coming to biomacromolecules, why these are called biomacromolecules? Because they are big in size. Biomacromolecules, macro is big and micro is small. So biomacromolecules, which are big in size, should be broken down into simple substances. Only simple substances are absorbed in our body and the proper nutrients is taken out from there. So for that it should be broken down into simple substances. And the main process of digestion is the complex food getting into small absorbable forms by mechanical and biochemical methods. This process is called digestion, and that is what we are going to learn in this chapter in an elaborate manner. So the whole process is actually in whatever happens in our bodies: ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, defecation. These names are not given in our present textbook, but it was there when we were learning our junior classes. So ingestion is just taking in our food through our mouth. Then digestion, whatever happens, the whole process which we are going to learn. Then absorption will happen in mainly in small intestine and some in large intestine. Again we'll be learning that in this chapter. Assimilation is using the nutrients which are which we get from this absorbable forms. And defecation. Defecation is the final process of removing the feces, like waste products. Coming to digestive system is made up of alimentary canal and the associated glands. Alimentary canal is the esophagus and the tubes, whatever is there in our body, and associated glands. It is also called accessory digestive glands. It is mainly salivary gland, liver, pancreas. Wall of alimentary canal from esophagus to rectum. So all from esophagus to rectum, it has 4 layers and it is made up of all these 4 layers from esophagus to rectum, so no difference. Now the 4 layers: outermost serosa, innermost mucosa. So serosa, muscularis, submucosa and mucosa. We can remember from outside to inside. Now in questions they might confuse us by asking inside to outside. That means this order goes: mucosa, submucosa, muscularis, serosa. So we should not get confused. We should always read the question properly, right? Now all the 4 layers have their own constituents. So serosa, outermost layer, and it is made up of thin mesothelium and some connective tissues. Outermost layer made up of thin mesothelium and some connective tissues. Always remember they might ask these usually don't come as a separate dash question, but they might ask in as usual sentence based questions. So outermost layer made of thin mesothelium and some connective tissues, and this serosa layer makes it to the epithelium of visceral organs. What is meaning of visceral? Visceral meanings soft organs. So outermost layer made up of thin mesothelium and some connective tissue. Why am I telling it again and again? So when I tell, you listen and it just gets deposited in your mind again and again. When you recall, you will remember it. So next we come to muscularis. Muscularis is made up of smooth muscles. We have 3 layers in that itself: inner circular, outer longitudinal, oblique muscle layer in some part, exactly in the stomach. Actually there is a question based on this. Oblique muscle layer in muscularis present in which part? Specifically it's stomach. So that is it. And now inner circular, outer longitudinal. Not to confuse, inner it is circular, outer it is longitudinal. We can always see that in the textbook itself. Don't get confused the textbook that in the outer layer they have given circles, but no, that is not the thing. It is it's not about the circles, that is a cross section, right? Now here inner circular, outer longitudinal muscle. Coming to submucosa, submucosa is loose connective tissue plus nerves, blood and lymph vessels. Blood, lymph vessels and all we will be learning in the upcoming chapters. There is a separate chapter for that called circulation. So we will be learning that. Loose connective tissue, nerves, blood, lymph vessels. Actually this is the basic chapter, right? So connective tissue, adipose, areolar and all we learn in structural organization chapter, and nerves and all we have neural separate chapter for that itself. Next we have mucosa, right? Mucosa is the innermost. So it has irregular folds called rugae in the stomach. So remember in stomach it has rugae, irregular fold. Now forms finger like foldings called villi in small intestine. Small intestine mein we have villi, forms finger like foldings. In stomach it forms rugae, that are irregular folds. Now rugae, I'll just insert a picture. Villi also there will be a picture, but villi there is an elaborate picture in our NCERT itself. Now duodenum has glands present in submucosa layer. So each part from esophagus to rectum is made up of the same 4 layers, right? So in duodenum, in the submucosa layer we have glands. Now next coming to the villi. Villi is present in small intestine. As said, we have a section of small intestinal mucosa showing villi, figure 16.5, it will be inserted, it is also there in page number 260 of NCERT. Now villi is microscopic projections called, in the villi itself we have microscopic projections which are called microvilli. Microvilli, what do? They give the brush border appearance which give larger surface area, right? So brush border appearance on the villi, we have small microvilli which give larger surface area. Whenever we think of villi, we just need to get an idea that it is to give larger surface area. Just imagine there is a surface like this. Now there is a surface like this which has larger surface area. It will go to this first one, right? Because this, so this are finger like projections called villi, like this only villi will be there. That is why we are telling it has more surface area. Comparatively which has more surface area, you can see by yourself. Now so next coming, villi has network of capillaries, large lymph vessel called lacteals. Now villi, as seen, you can see in the textbook or in the picture, it is the villi has capillaries, arteries and large lymph vessel. It is called the villi lacteal. In the lacteal is present inside. Also in the villi we can see crypts. The down like this it comes, right? Like this, and then it goes down between two villi. Next coming to the mucosal epithelium, it has a goblet cells. Okay, mucosal epithelium has goblet cells which secrete mucus, and this mucus usually we know mucus secretion for lubrication. Even in our nose we know when we catch cold, it is the mucus which comes out, and that is a sticky liquid, right? So that helps in lubrication. Now mucosa has glands or crypts. Now as I have told, in the villi we have crypts of Lieberkühn. Mucosa has glands in stomach and does crypts between bases of villi. So in glands in stomach they are gastric glands. Now villi, as I have said, it is a lacteal plus capillaries plus artery plus vein, plus meaning the villi has all these. In the picture also you can see the labelings. Now whenever we learn a picture, we should know what are present there, what are the labelings there, and to the labelings, is there any connection in our textbook content.